Hello, I'm Chris Estrada, and I'm doing a Prezi presentation on my key cognitive strengths, the ones given upon me, which are research and intellectual openness. Now, for research. For research, I had to go through the challenge of sitting at a computer and waiting for the internet browser to open. Damn it felt like years before it opened, but what I didn't know was that I had entered the vivid world of learning. An experience with research is told within the story of my Spanish class La Conquista trial project. I had to strive searching on the amazing and omnipotent source of Google to access information on how the brave indigenous people suffered the torture of the evil, wicked Spaniards. As I did that, I would be the one who evaluates the appropriateness for the project. I finally found the information and I synthesized the material onto paper. I presented my project to the majesty of my Spanish teacher so she could honor me with an A. Another great time of sacrifice was when I had another request from my Spanish teacher to look up information on the Mexican Revolution online. And as I rode the variety of pages on the internet, I rode along Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata until I accessed all the appropriate information needed to later incorporate it onto paper. This time I entered the world of the Aztecs, and again I trusted Google to help me access the appropriate material in this journey with various sources. What my Spanish teacher requested this time was to go online and look up Nahua words. There I was in the world of Aztecs, getting to know their language better by synthesizing the information onto paper. I came back to the classroom to get my stamp by my Spanish teacher on the assignment. Now, research wasn't at its best until one day I had to find the secrets of the magical stones in a lab report. Now, my chemistry teacher was a sorcerer who needed to know about certain chemicals, and he sent me out to find the appropriate information for him. This time, I didn't depend on Google to access the information, since what I needed to do was test the chemicals. Based on my experiments and information I accessed, I found out the information of these chemicals and I incorporated it into a report. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to the world of intellectual openness. Out yonder in a land not so far away, I depended on just my brain to help me. My prior training is what would help me overcome missions and obstacles. Now, my captain for my history class headquarters required me to make a Facebook. With that, I had to create my own character so that I could possess curiosity to see what others are doing on Facebook. I had to decide what information to put on it to fit in with the suspected criminals. And with my thirst for deeper understanding about them, I was able to create a credible Facebook of Quaker men. And I had to question why these Quaker criminals do what they do and accept their views. At the end, they helped me understand how to make a good Facebook, which I did. I thought I was done with La Conquista trial back then with research, but what I hadn't known was the secret that I have used intellectual openness. What I have done was that I had to question why Spaniards treated indigenous people bad. I also had to accept the views from both sides. Having understood that the event, I was able to complete the mission of deciding what the consequences would be for the Spaniards. At the end, I was rewarded once again for solving this case and learning the novelty of this subject. Now, my captain for Spanish class sent me on a mission to find my personal information so that it could become a top secret file. So of course I possessed a thirst for information of who I really am to me and to others. What I went through was looking through my mind to see what kind of person I am, by including the interesting facts of my interest in personal information. Putting all that information together was important because then people could also understand who I am and criticize it. My captain then rewarded me with a good grade for broadening my own personal perspective. After all, my rewarding ending as a hero is showing you what I have accomplished. And using my two key cognitive strategies, research and intellectual openness, I was able to accomplish all those assignments with success. Even today, I use those key cognitive strengths, and I will always use them in order to have success. Well, arrivederci, compagni.